freezing gale, the only thing keeping her porcelain ship under sail. I was the armor, the cold steel bars that kept her safe, the fortress of bone where her flickering courage could remain. I held the world steady so she wouldn't have to see the jagged dark edges of what it means to be free. Off my halo and traded the gold for the grime. I wasted my glory and offered her all of my time. I buried a secret, a suffocating truth, to cauterize wounds that I've carried since days of my youth. I stifled my screaming to keep a precious garden in bloom, never realizing I was only constructing my own tomb. But fear is a parasite, a contagion for a fragile mind, where good intentions are laid to waste and justice is blind. Purity is merely an illusion for those searching for glory, while false idols write their own cruel and beautiful story. She looked at me only when she witnessed the ghosts of my past, when the mask finally slipped and the monster was revealed at last. The rage began to build when she no longer ran to my side, and I realized her love was just a place for her insecurities to hide. I spent my eternity harvesting souls for the ivory sky, a daughter of heaven with lightning and genocide in my eye. I'm not proud of the crimson that painted the cobbles of hell, but I was the soldier that followed their orders well. She hates the predator, yet she feasted on the peace I provided, too blinded to accept that her paradise and my violence coincided. So I took an angelic weapon as they rained down. I lodged the blade into Adam's heart and stomped it on the ground. Then I sliced Luke's throat and then I had ripped her lungs out. I saw the fear on their faces as they gasped their final breath. I did you all a favor, Charlie, and this is the thanks I get. As a fallen exorcist, wings butchered and raggedly shorn, I was left in the gutters for scavengers' laughter and scorn. Every drop of my marrow, every desperate agonizing mile was incinerated in the heat of her judgmental smile. The feathers I lost were a price she was happy to forgive, until she learned I was the reason she was allowed to live. You should be thanking me, bitch. It took but a moment, a sudden sharp crack in the glass, for my history to be exposed in the past. The way that she flinched, as if my very touch was a blight, turned every I love you to ash just like that. I reached for her hand, but she recoiled in wretched disgust, grinding her forever down into a handful of dust. That look was a catalyst colder than Lute's silver blade. It murdered the servant and burned the foundations we made. Lute took my eye and Adam took a piece of my soul, but Charlie took the mercy that was keeping me whole. She called it betrayal, I called it surviving the fall. Now I'm the one who will build a much higher wall. I chose to show weakness, I chose to have blood in my veins, and for that compassion I'm left with these heavy set chains. I loved a demon, I shielded the broken and weak, only to end up a pariah, a liar, a freak. If the reward for a heart is a blade in a cold hollow lie, then I'll watch the warmth in this universe wither and die. They preach turn the other cheek to the hollow, the poor, while I'm sharpening iron to kick down the pearly white door. I'm done being supportive, I'm finished with doing my part. There's a beautiful venom beginning to pump through my heart. It's time that the sinners and angels both paid for the cost of every last spark of the soldier they've officially lost. I tried to be light in this lightless, disgusting abyss, but the only reward for a soldier is a traitorous kiss. I'm a monster in hell and in heaven, a breach in the plan, so I'll stop playing martyr and become the best killer I can. I've memorized weakness, I've mapped out every flaw, built a battalion with a heart made of obsidian stone, and I'll ruin them all. I'll scream to the heavens and howl to the pits of the deep, until the foundations of their order all crumble and weep. I'll stand in the clearing, a general without a command, reclaiming the power they tried to strip out of my hand. No more redemption, no more of that nursery rhyme. I'm taking my payment in blood and I'm taking my time. If war is the language they speak in their ivory towers, then I'll be the one who decides how to spend all their hours. I'll strip them of hope, of their wages, their dreams and their grace, and wipe that perverted blind hope off of every face. Even Charlie, my son, my distraction, my ruinous star, star will see that her love was the deepest and deadliest scar. The lesson is learned and the girl that you knew has been burned. Now I'm taking the power and glory I've rightfully earned. It's over now, Charlie.